The headstones have achieved a major milestone at One Sioux Falls Cemetery. Woodlawn Cemetery turns 120 years old this year. Its Cemetery Association officially incorporated back in 1905.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Perry Groten takes us on a pre-Halloween tour of Woodlawn, which is not only the final resting place for thousands of people, but also the outdoor dwelling for one wayward deer.
Cemeteries offer an endless landscape for Halloween imaginations to run wild.
You get the clouds going across the full moon or something, and then you might have a little spookiness.
But to the director of Siouxland Heritage Museums, Woodlawn Cemetery is much more about the stories than the spookiness.
All these people memorialized here in this cemetery have stories. They have great stories.
Those buried here comprise a who's who of Sioux Falls history.
Charlie Howard, who was the first store owner in the city in the 1860s. You've got Governor Niels Bowe over here.
One of the cemetery's most recognizable landmarks is the mausoleum of R.F. Pettigrew, South Dakota's first U.S. Senator. The mausoleum was built in 1905. Pettigrew purchased the farm field that would eventually become Woodlawn.
Pettigrew bought the land in 1903, bought 70 acres from a farmer named J.L. Lund. I think he paid $125 an acre for the 70 acres.
Pettigrew even surveyed the land himself. Around 25,000 people have since been buried here over the past 120 years.
It's kind of like an outdoor museum. Every monument represents a legacy and a life.
The cemetery provides a serene sanctuary for visitors seeking a tranquil getaway in the heart of the city.
Whether they come through to visit loved ones or just walk through, because it does kind of have a park feel, people feel at peace when they're in here.
That includes wildlife as well. This deer has been a regular visitor to the cemetery for the past year.
And I probably get several calls every day about that deer.
The deer has become such a fixture, the cemetery has named it Woody.
A couple of years ago, we had a doe give birth to a couple of fawns, and they were in here for almost a year. So I don't know if that's one of them that maybe came back.
Woody is right at home among the dearly departed.
Many people assume that since the cemetery's been around for 120 years, it must be running out of space by now, but that's not the case. In fact, there's room for thousands of more plots, and that means thousands of more stories that will end up here.
People think that we're almost full. We still have a road to put in at the very south end, and some of that property has to be pinned yet, so it'll probably be 100+ years before we are full.
So much history to share among voices long since silenced, yet far from forgotten.
I just think that as long as you're remembered, you're not truly dead. And we're just trying to keep the stories about those people alive.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Perry Groten.
Woodlawn Cemetery has purchased new software that uses GPS coordinates to help families locate their loved ones buried there. Now, you can read more about the history of Woodlawn, including a modern-day funeral that brought a horse-drawn hearse to the cemetery, by going to this story at KELOLAND.com.